What's up, guys? Artem MMA Analysis here. Going to be talking about a very late notice replacement fight. Ange Loosa stepping in on 4 days notice to fight Mounir Lazzez. And I am going to be picking Mounir Lazzez to win this one. He's had the full camp. Ange Loosa does fight out of Sanford MMA. He does train with Gilbert Burns. He has trained with Kamaru Usman in the past. But Ange Loosa, man, one thing that Kamaru Usman has said in the past when he was fighting was that Ange Loosa cuts down weight from 170 pounds, so 190 pounds to 170. So this guy, if that is true and he wasn't training for another fight, is probably going to have to cut a lot of weight to make this 170 pound limit. And I do kind of have some concerns for that when the Mounir Lazzez, in my opinion, was training for a better opponent than Ange Loosa. If we just look at the reach, because I'm going to be showing you guys a crazy Ange Loosa fight, which kind of shows you what he's all about, because he is a savage. Ange Loosa is a savage. He was in one of the greater Dana White's Contender Series fights that we had last year with Jack Della Maddalena, where he didn't win a round, but Jack Della Maddalena and him went to war and put on a great performance. Mounir Lazzez is obviously a great rangy striker, 6'1" to 5'10" with a 76-inch reach, 74 inches. And watch this absolutely insane fight. This is actually his win over Rustam Kasanov. It is 5 years old, but this fight is absolutely insane. So you can kind of see, like, if he needs to, Ange Loosa will shoot for some takedowns, but he does like to kind of fight behind the jab when he's striking. He's doesn't have the greatest takedown defense whatsoever. He does kind of have power in the hands as well, and as you'll see, this guy can take a shot. He can, he's got a crazy what's it called? He's got a crazy chin. He can definitely take a lot of damage, and if he needs to, he will get in a brawl, man. He'll get in a firefight. And look at this. Mounir Lazzez, obviously, as you guys know, is a pretty flashy striker. He's pretty good at keeping his distance. He's pretty good at range, and he does throw like some pretty interesting techniques. Mounir Lazzez also doesn't have the greatest takedown defense, so potentially Ange Loosa could look to exploit that, but I do expect this fight to be taking place on the feet, where I think Mounir Lazzez is probably going to be able to outpoint Ange Loosa to a win. But if Ange Loosa wants to win, man, he's probably going to have to make this a bit of a firefight. He's probably going to have to make it a bit of a war. But the problem with that is that's going to use up a lot of gas in the tank for Ange. And I don't know, man, like 4 days notice is definitely something to worry about. But as you can see, forward pressure is definitely something he likes to use. He does land with a lot of power if he does land with power, and he's a brawler, man. He's going to be coming to bang, and I feel like this fight is going to be so good, man. I'm so glad that Mounir Lazzez did get an opponent. I thought when the fight got called off against Eliseu Deliski or Santos, we were going to get no fight. And then we hear that Ange Loosa steps in, and I'm like, yes, Ange Loosa, the guy that fought in Dana White's Contender Series, also beat John Howard. John Howard is never in a boring fight. John Howard also used to fight for the UFC, but he's more of just like a striker, and he's only a striker. And that fight was only about a week ago, so he's making a very quick return here. Ange Loosa, if he can get the win, it will be a great upset. He's only like a small underdog, like plus 150 or something, I think, at the moment, plus 170. And potentially a live dog, but I'm still going to be going with Mounir Lazzez. I think he's going to be able to keep the distance. He's going to be able to use his, in my opinion, just better technique on the feet, keep the distance, and win a decision. I don't think he's going to be knocking out Loosa. Loosa has an absolutely insane chin. I'm going with Lazzez's decision in a great fight, in a firefight, in another war that Ange Loosa is going to enter into. So yeah, that's my pick, man. I'm going with Mounir Lazzez. He's been on the full camp, and I think he'll get the job done.